This episode is brought to you by the all-new nostalgia podcast No Country for Old Films featuring Tommy and Reegs. The first episode releases on the 3rd of December, so be sure to subscribe using the links in the description below.
Do you remember a time when movie repeats had ad breaks? No Country for Old Films does. A time when Sunday nights meant RoboCop. Edited for TV, of course. When you knew exactly when the "we'll be right back" screen would hit. When VHS tracking lines were just part of the magic. Join Tommy and Reeg as we revisit the films you love. The blockbusters, the oddities, the late-night cult gems, and the sacred ritual of watching them over and over and over again. This isn't just nostalgia. This is No Country for Old Films. Hit rewind with us wherever you get your podcasts.
Hello, and welcome to the 200th episode of Podcast Assemble, the show where you've been coming for 2 centuries for your random geeky download. My name's Tommy, and as always, I am delighted to be joined by my friend and co-host who is across the pond. I've done this so many times I can't speak. It's our resident chosen one of the pod, DL. How are you, mate?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm apparently 2 centuries old, so... You know,
we've been doing this for 2 centuries. We could be way older than that. I don't know. We could be like Yoda's age by this point. We could be little green wizened things.
Yeah, I didn't come out the womb with the mic. Fair enough.
Mate, you're an expert at this point now. You know how this goes.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I can't wait to talk about Jar Binks with you, which is a sentence I never thought I'd say out loud.
Dude, honestly, if that was the worst like accent, that'd be like pretty bad, but it's definitely not.
Oh my god! I've
definitely not.
So we're obviously talking about the Phantom Menace for our 200th episode. We thought we would do something big and something special for you all. We're doing a Star War, which I'm going to say repeatedly to piss off anyone who's listening. Instead of going and doing the films we actually like from the Star Wars timeline, whatever you want to call it, the episodes.
Yeah.
We decided to start at the very beginning, quotation marks, with episode 1. And my god, there are some stereotypes in this film, and when we get to Tommy's miscellaneous notes at the end, which is a thing I occasionally do, yeah, we're going to talk about that, because I was sat with my partner, and she was like, is he supposed to sound like that? I was like, I don't know, maybe.
Yes.
we're getting way ahead of ourselves. DL, you look great for 2 centuries old. How are you, mate?
I look great for a 6:30 a.m. wake up on a Saturday. No, I think
you look great.
I'm all right, dude. I'm going to Berlin after this, so we got to keep it short and sweet. But I'm all right. I can't complain. I'm excited for the holidays. Excited to chill out.
Yeah, you've already got your holiday decorations up. I've seen on your Instagram already. I'm thinking you guys get them up so early.
Don't put this, you guys. You got a mouse in your pocket. I don't do anything. I just live here. No, we do, because we don't do Thanksgiving. Europe's not a big Thanksgiving place, so unless we go to my family's place or we do something at friends, we don't have decorations for it per se.
I think it's nice you have stuff up. We absolutely do not have anything up yet. You can clearly see that we have just not attacked that thing yet. We're in the process. We're both, as you are, in very corporate jobs, so getting to do stuff like putting up Christmas decorations is like very low on the list. So I live through you for this. But then I do always have in the back of my mind, I don't think they should go up until you're into December. Personally, just saying. How do you feel about that?
I have like other battles that I'd prefer to fight than like the date that like Marvel goes up, you know?
I mean, that is 100% fair.
But no, usually that would be like the rule in my household growing up, but you know, things change, man.
Oh man, it's good to see you, buddy. What's been happening? I tell you, actually, I'm wearing a lovely little t-shirt today. Can you see this little guy down here? Can you see that there have been people watching?
People are
You remember
watching.
I'm a huge Sam Fender fan. We got to see him just the other day. He's been doing his big old world tour. He's really popping off at the moment, and I'm so excited to see him. I went and bought all the merch. I bought this. I bought a hat, which actually turned out to be the band which started for him. I was like, the hat just looks cool. I'm gonna buy it. Man, it was
Were they
so good. I know the band. I've heard them, but we didn't actually see them. We'd been in the pub and had a few drinks beforehand, so we didn't actually watch
Okay.
them. But they do cool hats, apparently. Just saying. So yeah, that was great fun.
good merch?
I don't know, man. I miss going to gigs. I've not done it in ages. And then I did two. Well, if you include Oasis that we talked about last time, I did 3 basically in a row over weekends. We then went and we watched Rufus the Soul. You've seen Rufus the Soul, right?
Yeah, many times.
So a mutual friend of ours, Mike, who actually we met through, I went to see Rufus the Soul with him the first time many moons ago when I lived in Melbourne, and it brought me to thinking this time. I was like, I think Rufus might be the Coldplay of house music. I'm gonna throw it out there.
It's so hard to say that because house music is so Coldplay in general.
So,
So
I
it's
don't know. I don't think so at all. I think there's
just a bunch
very
of
good house music out there.
I'm not saying there's very good Coldplay out there. Early Coldplay was not
I
bad.
do love early Coldplay. Let's not be.
Yeah.
But I'm talking like now Coldplay. I'm talking like Living La Vida Loca Coldplay, whatever they call it. So that's where
Yeah.
okay, let me put it in perspective. We watched 2 and a bit hour show of them. Other than 3 songs, I didn't know when one song stopped and another started. It just kind of carried on. We were dancing, and the guy was doing the same sort of monotonous singing. I was like, this is a new thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you. I'm not saying it takes a lot of talent.
Okay.
I'm just saying I think there's a lot of house music that could be described as Coldplay.
Sure. There's also a lot of very good house music for anyone who likes house. I love house music. I used to go to house music shows all the time. What have you been doing, buddy? What's been happening?
What have I been doing, man? I started a new book, The Great Hunt, the second book in the A Wheel of Time series. What else, man? Keep watching freaking Sopranos because it's so good, but I can't talk about it with you because you haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it. I need to watch it, to be fair. There's so many things happening.
We were watching something else. I'm trying to remember. I also watched El Dorado last night because Gail's away.
What's El Dorado?
So,
Talk to me.
The only time I'll be able to watch some kind of 60s Western without getting in trouble.
Well, we need to. We will at some point have to do an anthology on Westerns. We've been talking about it for ages, and we've done a couple. We've done a couple of just sprinkled in here and there. Like we did No Country for Old Men. What was the Western that was on Netflix? I've totally forgot what it was called. It had Idris Elba and a bunch. It was very African American cast.
It was like a reimagining.
How Do They Fall?
Yeah,
good film.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that a lot, actually. Yeah, so we need to get into that anthology at some
I
point.
feel like I've seen all the Westerns.
Every single one ever.
I don't think there's any more for me to see that are modern and good. But I'm down.
But do you want to talk about them? Is the question. Do you want to talk about them with my beautiful self, DL? That's the real question.
Yeah, I'm down to rewatch. To be honest, that's my point. But I'm now at the John Wayne era of Western, so I think I have all the modern ones I've seen directed by Howard Hanks. John Wayne is he's supposed to be this young, maybe not young, but grizzled, threatening guy. And he plays it well with the voice, but everything about him screams like you are about to have kidney stones. So it's hard for me to pull out sometimes because he just looks old.
Which films?
Well, he's in a bunch of Westerns, but this one's El Dorado, where he plays Cole Thornton. It was good. So it was a good story at the start.
With the kidney stone.
Yes, exactly. The funny part is the women are all just they're all supposed to be these rugged, Western women, but they're glammed up Hollywood 60s,
really?
Glam hair. And you're just really done up Hollywood, and you're just
try over the top.
This doesn't add. Yeah, this doesn't compute.
You're sucking the realness out of this movie right now.
Yeah. What else, man? There was something else I was watching too.
El Dorado is one I've never quite got to, but I think I've told you about my my granddad many times. That he used to sit there, and we would go to their house every 2 or 3 weeks, and we'd sit and he'd pop a movie on, and he was often Westerns. So I've seen a lot of Westerns, but I was young. I was probably 7 or 8, so I didn't really engage with them. But he would always sit there, and he'd sort of go, oh, I've never seen this one. And we'd all be like, oh, cool, yeah, we'll all watch it together. And then about 30 minutes into the film, he would just tell you the rest of it. He'd go, oh, yeah, this guy does that, and then this guy does that. And you'd be like, for God's sake, I just want to watch the film.
According to IMDb, this is his 8th best Western, John Wayne's.
Solid.
There's 7 others in front of it. They all range from like...
Of how many, though?
Scrolling, bro. It is at least 40 because it keeps going.
Yikes.
But he does most of these are between like the top end is like an 8-1. The low end is like in the top 20 is like a 7.
Okay.
So
okay.
Not bad. None of them are like masterpieces by modern standards, apparently. If you count IMDb as that.
Yeah, I mean, like they're all created before IMDb, so it's for the most part, other than the critics that were out at the time, like retrospectives, right? So people our age, older, younger, going and reviewing them. So who knows? Who knows, DL? I suppose you've got to go for like what's highly recommended though on there. Dude, I've been doing a few things. I actually talked about this a couple of weeks ago, and I've been meaning to bring it back round to you. But we watched Shrinking. Have you heard of Shrinking? I think you may have even watched a couple of the episodes from memory.
I've seen like a season.
Oh my God, dude. I loved it so much. It's just won a bunch of awards, to be honest with you. We had so much fun with it. For anyone who does know what Shrinking is, it's on Apple TV. It is how do you even describe it? It is a psychotherapist or a therapist who has gone through this horrific tragedy in his life, and he's trying to help fix people while also not really fixing himself, and it's this massive juxtaposition in his life. Loved this. It was just phenomenal. Like, so well produced, such great characters. Harrison Ford's in this. Talking of Star Wars properties, he was in this. Jason Segel, Jessica Williams won a bunch of stuff. There's so many good people in this, and it's got like 94% on Rotten Tomatoes. So it has to be good.
Nice.
I think you should carry on with it. Do you only see the first season?
Yeah, I have a hard time with sitcoms because when I start watching them, I'll just like not stop, and I don't like that. Like, I like to like switch it up, and I'll just be lazy because sitcoms by definition are easy, right? Like, you just put them on, you laugh, and something about like, I don't know. If I do that, I know my wife will like it and will never watch anything else.
I'd say it's more of a modern sitcom. Yeah, I mean, it's not like a 24 episode Brooklyn Nine-Nine, or Scrubs or something. It's like 8 or 10 episodes top, maybe even 12.
I know, but it is like a sitcom.
Yeah, it is.
Like, it's not like super. My point being, if I put it like we now got the veto no veto going, and so I'm just getting all these. Oh, that's what we watched, Gangs of New York. I'm just getting all these movies, just like
great film. Love that.
And so if I switch back to that, it's gonna be like, oh, well, let's just watch Shrinking, and I'll be like, okay, yeah, but part of me is gonna be like, oh, what did I leave on the table?
Well, let's flip this in. We're always coming and talking about. I recommend Shrinking, by the way. If anyone wants to go away and watch, you absolutely should. Let's talk about it from the dual perspective then. So if you're doing the no veto, which we do as well, how did your beautiful wife like Gangs of New York? Did she or did she not rate it?
Bloody.
Too bloody.
Too long and too bloody, but I mean, she was engaged throughout the 3 sittings that it took.
3 sittings. Jesus.
I mean, we did like an hour. We did like an hour and 10 in one, then like 40 in another, and then like 30. Like, it's a fucking long
It is a long movie. I give you that. Long movie it is. Oh my God.
She was kind of just...
Did you ever watch The In-Betweeners back in the day? Yeah.
Of course.
Do you remember the scene where Wills just keeps going to that girl, feisty one you are? I just gave myself flash forward to that. And she's like,
Will is like the biggest nerd of all of them in that, dude. Honestly.
If they ever bring that back, it'll be an absolute shambles because it was just so perfect. And then actually the movies, I hated the second movie. It was dire. Absolutely dire.
Was that the one in Greece?
The one where the shit went down the slide after them. I was like, if you've got to this point, you're at the bottom of the barrel. You know what I mean? Like, you've got to rock bottom.
I have seen that one because he has IBS or
That's
whatever.
right. Yeah, it's absolutely dire. So she didn't enjoy it?
No, I think she, like, judging by the fact that she was like tuned in and asking questions.
Okay.
She actually, like, it wasn't like her favorite, but I think it was not the worst thing I've made her watch for her.
Right. Cool.
I mean, it has Carmen Diaz in it. It's got Leo. I mean, it's got some crazy acting
good cast
that it's kind of like hard to look away.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think though on these rewatches of some Leo movies where I'm just like, I know you're a great actor, but are you as good as I thought you were growing up? His accent work,
Never go
I've
full
been to
Riri, my
Ireland now a
friend.
bunch.
Never go full Riri.
His accent work is like so in and out.
Yeah, I give you that.
Like there's some, and maybe that's the point, like, because he was born in America, he's supposed to have like they met, like maybe you could argue that's fine. He's supposed to have this like kind of melded accent in the movie, but it's like sometimes he sounds Irish and sometimes he just sounds like so like Leo that I'm like, I bet you if I go rewatch Blood Diamond, I thought he had a great
Yeah.
accent, I might
That just sounds a little bit
I might
racist at this
question
point. Oh
it.
my god.
Might question it. Yeah.
I do think that there's certain
So
actors who I just stop seeing the character they're playing and start to just see them, and he's now one of them. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. Now he could bring out the best movie of all time, and I would probably still see Leo. I think because he's kind of stopped evolving a little bit. So, like, obviously that transition from being the young, hot Titanic to being the slightly older. I think when he fully embraces, his Jack Nicholson and becomes an older dude, I think then you'll start to see different roles and start to see him in different lights, and you start to see that evolution again. But he seems quite frozen right now, and I don't know if that's just the Botox, but it's like,
I don't think he's doing a lot of Botox, to be honest.
and it sounds like he's doing a lot of cocaine, allegedly.
He looks older.
Yeah.
I would say he's kind of entering that Jack Nicholson. Like the last movie he was in, what did we see? That bombed,
Oh
but it was like
yeah.
pretty well reviewed.
One something
Um,
after another, one battle after another. We've definitely talked about it on the
yeah,
podcast. Go back and check it out.
yeah, he was. I think he's entering his Jack Nicholson era.
I think he just.
Like he wasn't this
Yeah.
like heartthrob in that. Like he was kind of like useless
I think he was made to look like that though.
and looked old and scraggly, and I mean he was made to look like that. It didn't help, but like my point is he wasn't this like Inception level action hero.
No.
He's definitely entering a new era.
I feel like
I think.
to me, I think he still looked the same. He's a little broader. Give him that. He's filled out a bit because what is he now? Must be mid-40s. He's filled out a little bit, but like he still looks the same to me. I think when he starts going properly grey, he starts getting that that proper. But like all actors nowadays, I mean, have you seen the recent pictures of Bradley Cooper? Like the man, he
Yeah, it's
looks
tough.
like a fucking doll. It's hideous. The man, he was aging so gracefully. He looked so good, and now I'm just like, what is this? And apparently, even
It
Ryan
is tough.
Gosling's done a similar thing too. Apparently, it's a jaw thing.
Well, Ryan Gosling did the fucking. He looks more like one of those people you'll see in the eastern suburbs, whereas Bradley Cooper looks like a scarecrow. Like neither of them needed it.
Not
obviously,
at all.
But,
Not at all.
You know what else I watched was Ricky Stenicki.
Oh, great!
And fucking hell, it was all right. Like it wasn't bad, but
I thought it was good fun.
yeah, it was good fun. But and what's his name kills it.
John Cena's great.
But it just I kept seeing fucking
Zach
Efron. I'm like,
Efron.
God, you look like a Muppet, dude.
God, he looks
like,
terrible.
what did he do?
Mate, it's so bad. Look at the evolution of his
face. To
face.
be so good looking and do that, it's just so sad. It's like, oh my God.
He originally said it was something to do with needing surgery for like smashing up his jaw or something, but
yeah, he made up some bullshit.
It doesn't look like
Let's
that,
be
does
real.
it? Come on, man. Like it just looks like he went for the. And he's kept going. Like if you look at him now, he's got even further. Like his lips look like they've been done. I'm no plastic surgery expert. What the fuck do I know? But I know he doesn't look like a human being. I know that much. He was, by the way, one of my top actors. We talked about this last week with friend of the show, Reegs. He was in my maybe top 5 actors I would turn for, but now I'm like, absolutely not after that face.
Well, now he looks like a Muppet.
No,
you couldn't.
Saying that though, we do love Muppets on this show. Don't tempt me. We do love the Muppets.
Okay, what have you been
great question. I actually have been playing a few video games recently. I find it really hard to balance time out of work at the minute, and I know that's a silly thing to say, and I'm guessing probably everybody's finding this at the same time. There's so few pockets where I can just sit and maybe go to the beach for 2 hours, or I can just turn my brain off. The thing I've just been falling into recently is just playing video games because I'm already there. I'm already, like, if I'm working from home, I'm sort of already doing it. And it's our end of year as well. Oh, everyone's end of year, funnily enough. But so I've been playing a game. I've actually just finished it. It is called Hell Is Us, which sounds terrifying. It's not. It's like this semi-Souls-like, set in a sort of.
You're obsessed with the Souls.
Yeah, I am.
You're on a
I
soul.
am. I am so
You need to
obsessed.
move. You need to go do a platformer or something normal.
Oh, I can't stop. I love losing so much over and over. I'm actually playing Dark Souls 3 right now, but this was the one I had played. But I like the premise of it, and I think you would like the premise of it too if it wasn't a Souls like. It's set in like an alternative history, and this alternative history is like in this bubble that has been sort of and you're sort of going in and you're finding out like why this bubble's there, like what's happened, like where his family. You start off trying to find his family effectively. And it's, you going through this sort of, it's an evolution of him, but also you're like exploring, trying to find out where his family is, which evolves to like, why is this bubble here? It's really good. I found it really compelling, the narrative. It did get a bit samey in terms of the same enemies you fight over and over again. But for like a small studio with like a pretty moderate budget, it was really, really good, man. I enjoyed it a lot. I had a lot of fun with it. I smashed through that game. I beat it in like 3 weeks, which is not like me at all. Like I normally like to take my time with these things, but I was just really enjoying it. So have you played video games recently?
I finished. Well, I keep like playing Alan Wake because I bought the like edition that has all the expansions, and they're kind of integrated into the game.
Right.
The original.
Oh yeah.
So you just like randomly you'll go do something, and there's like there's like an expansion, and you didn't realize it was one. So I just finished one, which was pretty fun. But yeah, that game's trucking along. I'm at the very end of that one. So once I finish that, I'll have to think about whether to go back to The Witcher and try and finish that, or
you will never finish The Witcher. Stop pretending you're going to finish that game. It's never happening.
I think by the time the new one comes out, I will be done.
Okay,
because it'll be like a decade.
I was going to say it's going to be at least 10.
And then I'll start my new Mount Everest will be the next one.
That one will then last another 20 years. Jesus, that's I do love The Witcher, but I've told you this before. I've played it maybe 3 times and I get to the same point and something switches off, or I move house, or my brain stops. And I've played to the same point like 3 or 4 times, and I just can't get past that. It's my white whale, and I loved that game. It's great. You know what it is? It's the first time you play that stupid card game, and I hated it, and I never wanted to play it. So I
love the card game.
Hated it.
So
it was
you
so
don't have
dull.
to play it, though.
I thought you had to beat that guy to move on.
I think maybe like the first one it's pretty easy, dude. The first one and then you never have to do it again.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought it was like an integral part of the game. I was like, no, thank you.
Then there's 2 types. There's like notoriously 2 kinds of Witcher players: people that like live for Gwent, and people that like you who just are. Oh, I was about to go hard R.
Wow.
There's people like you.
For not liking Gwent, that makes me that. I feel like you're the one with the slightly autistic features here going for that game.
Oh, dude. No. You are the minority.
Nah.
Go to regarding Witcher 3 and you will find.
I do not need that in my life. I'm absolutely fine. I've got my Dark Souls 3 going on right now. I'm very happy. Guys, thank you so much for sticking with us through what we've been up to. If you want to jump around, I should have said this before. The Timecode description is always supplied by Mr. Matthew Bliss of mbpod.com. It's our 200th episode, so if you're new here, welcome. We'd love it if you give us a subscribe. Stick around. There's plenty of back catalogue. There's 190 something audio episodes you can go back and listen to, and we've been doing this video piece for a while now. So please give us a subscribe, a like, give us a 5-star, all those things to help algorithm stuff we don't really understand. DL, do you want to preface? Do you want to preface our main topic this week?
It's the main topic theme.
Yeah, I think we already touched on it, but this week we're doing the Phantom Menace, Star Wars Episode 1, starring quite a few big names.
Fabulous cast this.
You've got Ewan McGregor. You've got...
Don't say it. Don't say it. You know I hate him.
You can say that.
You know I hate him.
Qui-Gon
We'll
Jinn
just say that
as...
though. Qui-Gon Jinn as... He's playing Liam Neeson. My God,
Liam
this is the wrong way
Neeson as
around.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah.
Liam Neeson as Qui-Gon Jinn.
Natalie Portman, Jake Lloyd, Ian McDermott. I tell you, there's some great... Ahmed Bestenis, who was horribly done as Jar Binks. A couple of cool people to call out. Ray Park's in this. Darth Maul.
Mace Windu.
Samuel Jackson's in this. Phenomenal. Really, 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 really good casts. Horribly used. And obviously, George Lucas is the man who wrote and directed this. It's really interesting that he hadn't actually directed a film since the last of his original trilogy, which I find fascinating. First question to you, though, is DL, do you have a stupid plot summary for this?
I, of course, do. Dumb summary for Star Wars The Phantom Menace. The origin story of the grooming of Darth Vader.
there is some
weird.
very strange love,
Bit weird.
stuff in this. There is
No, it's just a bit weird.
there is a fan theory on that.
He's a bit young.
There is a fan theory on that he uses the Force to manipulate her to fall in love with him. But this seems to say otherwise. Anyway, we're getting too far ahead of ourselves.
Well, no, that'd be cool if they did something like
Wouldn't
that,
it?
but that was not in the real.
That
was not in the text.
in the film. Mine is just Ray Park must have injured his back making this film. He was carrying the whole picture. Like, honestly, man, like best performance of this. But like, talk to me then. What happens in the Phantom Menace? For anyone who doesn't know, by the way, we're going to butcher this, and that's kind of the point. This is about entertainment value. This isn't about us knowing absolutely everything about Star Wars. What we think, what you think we think. We know you're right. And if you think we're wrong, put it in the comments. We'd love to hear what you think about our takes on this Star Wars movie. We're not going to say absolutely every bit of trivia here, but we're going to have a bit of fun talking about it. So what is the plot there, DL?
The plot is essentially you start out and we're pre rebellion, pre Empire. We are in some version of the Republic in the Star Wars timeline. Don't quiz me on it. It's convoluted.
Well, the thing I like about this is it's a fresh version of this galaxy. It's before the Empire, the rise of the Empire. Everything's still shiny, everything's still glossy, and they've kind of had to create this universe pre-destruction almost, which actually is kind of cool.
Yes, and the interesting part is there's a lot of CGI, so
that's how they do it.
I actually think it holds up pretty well for the era. Like, when did this come out? 1999.
99, yeah.
It's not terrible in terms of like CGI and
It's
stuff.
very interesting you say that, because in the last maybe 5 years ish, maybe a little bit more, this has been getting a cultural reevaluation, right? People starting to look back on these movies and saying, actually, I grew up with them, I love them, like, this might be people's favorites, and this made this made 1.027 billion at the box office. Like, this is huge, and that's not even adjusted for inflation. That said, this is rubbish, right? This is a fucking rubbish.
I'm not gonna call it rubbish because, like, I'll put it in the context of the second one. It's subpar.
Mm-hmm.
It had great ideas and then like really terrible ones. Like, Darth Maul should be more of this film.
Totally. Oh, I like him as like a sort of hidden, creeping terror. That's not something you want to be called.
I like him for that too. I guess there's just such an intrigue about like the character, and his whole background has a lot more lore.
You're picking out the smallest part of this film and making it into more exciting than it is. This film is about fucking taxation of trade routes. That is the whole plot of this film, and it is dull as dishwater.
It's not the whole plot. It's not the whole. Everyone says that, and I don't agree with it. It is the
It's
premise.
a huge part of it. Yeah.
It is the premise.
More in the first sentence of the opening crawl.
But I just think, you're basically walking into trade negotiations that have become a embargo. So basically some kind of shipping lane embargo that then gets escalated into a battle,
which is very relevant in the year of our Lord Ray Bucktenica 2025. It is very, very relevant in 2025. But I tell you what was really funny about this, and just to preface, I did watch this with my beautiful fiance. We were doing No Veto, and this was my No Veto week. She sat there and she immediately started scrolling, like immediately, without even letting the crawl start. And then the movie started, and she's like, "Oh, well, what's happening?" I was like, "You got to read the fucking crawl, girl. You got to sit there and watch it."
Yeah. Have you never seen Star Wars before?
Literally, I was like, "It's the preface for the whole film. You have to get into it." I know, man. I was just like, she was watching. She was like, cat time. It's cat time. She was hard multi-screening, and honestly, I couldn't blame her. I was trying my best to do the same. Got to ask you though, before we get into it, the one and only question I have to ask you every single episode, and you must be ready for this time, is very simply, if you could remake this movie entirely, removing the cast and replacing them with Muppets, but keeping one human character, Who are you keeping?
See, it's a hard one because
if
if Darth Maul was like in it more, I might say he's the human character. Because then it would just be like him just wrecking Muppets.
Yeah,
you know, that'd be pretty cool.
I do love the idea of seeing a Muppet at the very end getting like chopped in half, and his two halves of a Muppet body with a piece of string falling
That also
down the
could be
shaft.
cool.
I also love the idea of seeing what's her name, Natalie Portman, doing those terrible speeches as a Muppet, where she's like, "Down at the trade roads," whatever that accent is she does.
I mean, she's clearly a Muppet.
Has to be a Muppet. When you
so
see
the
poster for this that we'll put up on our YouTube channel, please go check it out. Subscribe to us on YouTube, everyone. You will see a version of Queen Amidala as a Muppet. You absolutely will. That is gonna happen.
I've come before you to resolve this attack on our sovereignty now.
My people.
It's
almost like a South African.
What is going on with that?
accent.
I feel like she's trying to do a British accent and failing horrifically.
Well, is the double actually her?
No.
Or is it someone else? I think it might be someone else.
It is someone else.
Yeah.
And her accent's even worse somehow. But who's your human character?
That's the one I was talking about.
You're keeping...
My human character is Liam Neeson.
Oh, no!
I think Liam Neeson as a human just like lecturing all these Muppets. Just be really funny.
And then saving one
stoically
slave.
talking to all and then they're just like goofy as all hell, you know? Like, I think it'd be great.
I actually rate that. As much as I detest Liam Neeson, for anyone who's listened to a bunch of our episodes, you'll know that my hatred for Liam Neeson stems right back to the first time I saw Taken and his knees should be porridge. I'm actually agreeing with you. As much as I hate to say it, I genuinely think that would be hilarious. You've nailed it. You've absolutely nailed it. So talk to me then. Like, let's just maybe we preface this a little bit first. I'm intrigued to know, when did you first watch this? Because I reckon you were probably pretty young when you first saw this. I think I was probably 12-ish.
Yeah, it came out in theaters when I was like 8.
Yeah, right.
So
yeah,
I would have seen this in theaters.
Okay.
I mean, everybody did from our...
Even when you were 8?
Yeah, I'm sure my parents... I remember seeing most of these in theaters. I can't remember the exact moment. But I do remember all the fanfare at the theater. You know, it was like a pretty big deal. You had all the collectibles and stuff. I wasn't like a Star Wars nerd though.
Okay, interesting.
Like I enjoyed Star Wars, but like I wasn't like, oh, I can't, like, it was kind of, this was like the first thing I would say that got me into it at all. Like my parents had watched the originals. I thought they were cool, but like I wasn't like Googling.
Interesting.
Or I guess Google didn't exist, but you know what I mean? I wasn't waiting with bated breath. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So so you were 8. So I was maybe 12ish, and I had 2 older brothers, and so we've talked about the cabinet full of stuff that had been taped to VHS from TV. Star Wars was one of the sets of movies, 4, 5, 6, A New Hope, Empire, and Return of the Jedi. Return of the Jedi. They were in that set of videotapes that I, as a kid, I was brought up on them. So I watched them repeatedly so many times, and I loved them. But I was still quite young, right? Like yourself, so I was 12. And I remember my eldest brother was so excited to see this. I remember he made us go to McDonald's and get all the Happy Meal crap. He had like posters in his room. He was maybe 3 or 4 years older than me. So I reckon he was maybe 16. And even as a 16-year-old had posters of this in his room. I was like, he was so excited for it. And I remember going to cinema. I remember it being full. Remember the days when cinemas were full? You remember that?
Yeah.
I remember it being like a real cultural touchstone moment. But I also kind of remember the turning point too. So this came out to major hype, obviously. Everyone was so excited for this. But very quickly, I think word of mouth spread that, oh, actually, this thing everyone's been waiting for almost 20 years isn't as good as they maybe thought it was. So there was a very quick turn in the public thoughts about this.
I
honestly, and my honest thoughts on this film when it first came out, I remember feeling it being like unsatisfying. That's the only word I could think to use for it. Where the first time I saw this, as a 12-year-old who clearly knows nothing about movies, obviously there was a fantastic fight scene at the end, but I do remember everything leading up to it. I was like, what is this? What is going on in this? And apparently one of the things so when I was doing a bit of research about this, one of the things that George Lucas wanted this to be is he wanted it to be watchable and understandable to people without the sound on. so we could get like markets abroad and China and etc. And when watching this now, I'm like, holy shit, I can 100% see that.
What's such a weird thing?
Isn't that fascinating?
They have sound in
No, as in
other countries.
As in, it's almost like the thing now of Netflix where people aren't 100% paying attention to it. It's just about the visual spectacle, I think. So it's about more the visual about it as well. But like I do love the roots of a Star Wars film. The Japanese culture of it. It's very much based on Eastern cinema. It doesn't quite work with all those tones and themes to me. Like, talk to me. Like, what did you think about it on your? How many times do you reckon you've seen this film?
Oh, a lot.
Yeah.
Like 10 plus, I'm sure. I actually like. I remember being stoked and seeing it and being like, that was awesome. And then revisiting it and like also there was all these video games that came out after, like the pod racing game on N64.
Yeah.
That was just like super cool. So I like underrated game, by the way.
100%.
So I remember all that and enjoying it. And it wasn't until like the second one where I was like, that was shit. But
even as
I was also
like a 10-year-old, you were like, wow.
Yeah, I was older. Like, and I was old enough then to like actually care what I was watching, probably, or think a little bit more about it.
Very
But
interesting.
no, it was. I really liked. You know what it was? I really liked Obi-Wan Kenobi's character.
In this one, did you like his wig?
Yeah, he did have a wig.
It's so bad.
It was like super unnecessary as well. He has like hair. It was like it was basically the same hair he
was
has.
the same hair. In fact, his actual hair is better than the hair he has in this, which is so fascinating.
It was super unnecessary.
So unnecessary.
But yeah, I really enjoyed his that character and seeing like him younger, and that was cool.
That's interesting. That's really interesting because for me, I think one of the things that really stood out to me on a risk, and I don't think I've actually rewatched that many times because in my brain, it's always had that unsatisfying feeling. I think one of the things that really stood out for me in this was the acting. Like watching back, I found it really hard to watch. Now, and don't get me wrong, I completely understand. This pioneered so many things. This was one of the very first movies to have a person on set, basically the ping pong ball things they do now, and have them completely digitally recreated in Jar Binks. I get it. I still think that looks good even now. Like it kind of, I can't really see the dissonance between like him not being there and where they've recreated him. But the dialogue, man, the dialogue and the acting and the chemistry, it's just non-existent. Like the first one you think about, like Carrie Fisher and Han Solo and that's both their real names and character names. And Luke Skywalker, let's go for the trio. You think about those three and the chemistry they have, whereas you watch this and you're like, it's almost like they've never spoken to a human being before. You know?
No,
really
I
weird.
think Qui-Gon and what's his name have chemistry.
Obi-Wan?
I think it's all the scenes. Yeah, Obi-Wan. I think all the scenes like where there's like, this is where I'll grant you, like where Jar Jar Binks is in there. It's clear that they've like inserted dialogue. Like, and there's like these delays and there's no like flow with his like, and some of his jokes are just like thrown in jokes that no one comments on. And it was like somebody dubbed them in
man.
or like wrote them in after. Yeah. And that I can tell you, definitely takes you out of it. And there's a lot of that. And so, but like between like Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, I thought those scenes were quite good. I bought into that relationship. I bought into like that dynamic.
That's interesting. Okay.
That was probably the highlight of the movie for me, though. Is that
just those two? Yeah. Okay.
There's a lot of other shit.
I have a thought about this, and this may go against absolutely everything people think about this film. But Jake Lloyd, who plays Anakin Skywalker, I don't understand why he gets so much shit for this. He's the only one who kind of feels like he can act in this. Like, to me, Liam Neeson just feels like he's saying stoic words for the sake of stoic words. I do like the Ewan McGregor character, but
you don't like Liam.
I don't think he's as good as no, I don't. I don't think he's as good as everyone. Like, I think he might get better as the trilogy goes on, but in this one, he's really quite stale to me. And the Natalie Portman character's dire, like awful. And when they're acting, they're not really even looking at each other. They look like they've been filmed on different days. They even might have been. Like they're in a box and they've just been filmed like movies are now, and like they're not quite looking at each other. It's like, have you seen that? Have you seen that scene in The Fast and the Furious when The Rock and Vin Diesel had fallen out in real life, and they refused to film the scene together, and they're looking at each other. So like so Vin Diesel's looking this way, and the rock's looking sort of this way, and they're supposed to be looking directly at each other, and it's fucking hilarious. And you can tell that they've been filmed completely separately. That's how this felt to me. It felt like no one was on the screen at the same time, and the dialogue was all stunted. It was like the delay we have during this podcast. Like someone would say something.
That is true. I agree with that feeling. I just think for Obi-Wan, he wasn't given much, right? But you're meant to see like a young up and coming, who doesn't know everything. So like, of course he gets better because he kind of becomes the main character of the trilogy, I would argue. Like over Anakin.
Yeah, absolutely. And interestingly, so a lot of the scenes up to the point they get to Coruscant, that was all supposed to be Obi-Wan. So all those scenes that was Qui-Gon Jinn finding Anakin, all that stuff, that was supposed to be Ewan McGregor's character. And I don't know why they changed that. That'd make way more sense for it to be him, and as Qui-Gon dies at the end of this, have him have that character development. I wonder if it's just because maybe Liam Neeson was a bigger actor at the time. He'd done Schindler's List and such. So I wonder if that was why. Here's a question for you. What did you, speaking of Jake Lloyd and Natalie Portman, what did you think of the really awkward, strange love story
between them? What I don't
slave and the queen.
I don't think it's like meant to be that yet.
Are you an angel?
But it's like you heard my summary, man. She's like
full creeping.
Bad look for her.
Full creeping.
Bad look for her. I mean, you get it from his perspective.
100%.
I mean, she's a 10, and he's like crushing
with a really strange accent, though. I don't know why she speaks like that the whole time.
I don't know. But yeah, it's odd to cast him so young.
So and there's a reason for that too, actually. So
that is a criticism.
And look, and I'm not trying to stake up for this film, but there are reasons for some of these things. So like the reason George Lucas wanted a younger actor for that is because the emotional damage, the emotional turmoil of someone being ripped away from their mother at that younger age, rather than it being like a teenager, would probably be like, yeah, right, fuck it, I'll come with you. Like when it's a child, it makes more sense for him to be as emotionally damaged in the later films as he is. Whereas, like, I don't know, if I was a 15-year-old and someone said to me, come and train with laser swords, I'd be like, fuck yeah, see you, mum. No,
yeah, I get that. But I think, and I'm not saying that, it needed to be different. I just don't think you needed to introduce Queen Amidala and him in this film then.
Sure.
Do it in a different film.
Why not? Maybe Queen Amidala in a different film. Because it is his trilogy. This is the trilogy of
No, he needs, I mean them as a I don't think their relationship needed to start when he was 8. Like she could have been in the next film. But
the de-ager.
Point being, you could also make it so that he fucking just like had trauma from before. Like he was a slave, he was ripped away from his mother, and they got him. You know what I mean?
That's true.
There's many ways
he was a slave. That's something that's in this movie as well.
I don't know, man. I didn't hate it, but I just think they never really actualized on how weird it is later. So like you look at it from that lens.
Sure.
Like they kind of just yada it, and it's like, well, he was like 8 later.
Yeah.
Like maybe younger.
He grew up real fast. He grew up real fast.
And you never really give any, like, you never really talk about how you are kind of weird for doing this. Like in the rest of the movies.
It's true.
Like it's just like perceived. Like, they're like, oh, you're a Jedi. That's why we can't do it. I was like, how about because you literally groomed this child? Like, are we going to talk about maybe that might be a part of the issue here? But like they never talk about it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. It is such an odd thing to throw in this early in the series. Like, and I'm not saying it's right. And I'm not saying it's, complete, like you say, it's not like it's in your face or anything, but at the same time, clearly the building blocks are there. The are you an angel thing? I'll always be there for you, Annie, whatever the fuck she says. I'm like, oh my God, really? They are really laying the grooming shit on thick and fast. I'm surprised it didn't end up on an island, to be quite perfectly honest with you. The weird shit. I tell you one thing I did enjoy and find very strange. Actually, it's a thought I had while I was watching this. So the Jedi are supposed to be almost at their zenith at this point. They're like the peacekeepers of the galaxy. There's no real Sith out there. But it really shows you how unprepared they are for an actual fight. So there's no point in it other than when they're just chopping through the boring ass droids that you're like, these guys are actually cool. The minute like one of those rolly things comes, it's got a force field. They're like, shit, we got to run. Like they are so underprepared. And like two of them versus one Sith, they got their asses kicked. They probably should have lost that fight, and it was wild. I was like, it's really interesting seeing them at their zenith, being these peacekeepers who are completely ineffective. And you know, there are obviously a lot of references to reality in this. You know, for example, the police only being there to protect the rich is certainly one of them, and I find that really fascinating how it's wound in.
Yeah, it'd be an interesting way to like. They didn't really explore that enough, I think, in the trilogy. Is like the idea of like is the fact that they've been like so tamed over centuries and everything's so chilled out that like the essence of their power is like kind of watered down. Like there's something there maybe, and that's like what Anakin pushes against. I think that would be a cool meta theme to like explore. They try, but they don't really.
They loosely touch on it.
They just say like we're not what we were meant to be, and it's like, well, okay, but I don't know. This is my first time ever seeing you, so I don't know what you're meant to be. Like, you know, we've only ever seen Jedi before this as like Obi-Wan Kenobi as a crusty old guy.
True.
You know? So it's all new.
It does touch on a little bit though with like their morality almost. Like if you think about it, like they are so happy to let these slaves carry on being slaves. They're just like they're like, peace out, guys. Don't worry about it. We'll take the good one though, the one we can use. We'll take him. Like, is that all right? Mum, you stay here.
But it's unclear to me. Yeah, but it's unclear to me like what they should be standing for.
Well, right. But like, I mean, if they're supposed to be peacekeepers, that's kind of the point of the Jedi, right? They're supposed to be, you know, say like it's like the police state. They are supposed to be, you know, protecting the public, but realistically, they're probably looking after rich people's interests. Not to get political, DL, but that's I feel like that's
where did you get the rich people stuff though? I don't like that's what I'm at. Like I don't really understand what they're.
He could have done. The amount the Jedi could have done for those literal slaves, they did nothing. All they wanted to do was get the Queen off that planet. It was wild. My brain's thinking like, you're letting these slaves carry on and probably die in slavery when you could, you know, anything, do anything, you know, change something here. It's yeah. I had some weird feelings about this while I was rewatching it for this time. I think in the cultural political landscape of today, it's it feels probably more relevant in many ways to me anyway. Don't know, maybe that's just me.
No, like it's the well, then that would have been an interesting debate to go into. It's like, you know, that's like the whole neocon policy of the US is like we're going to go spread democracy, and that never really works well. So is that why they don't?
Right.
Like you know, it's like, hey, it's not our remit, right? But I feel like none of that was really touched. We just got a lot of like, hey, and like,
and weird stereotypes.
Yeah. Like just like literally 3 or 4. Like it was one after the next.
Right.
It was like first it's the fucking Asian stereotype, then it's the Jamaican, then it's like whatever you want to call the Middle Eastern guy with the wings.
Mate.
Like there was just. Mate, it was like left, right, look. You're just like, oh, George, I'm really trying to back you here, but like. Every 30 seconds, you're doing something that's pretty iffy, man.
So I got miscellaneous notes under this, and that is literally one of them. I was like, my God, the stereotyping. It's just like even the what are they called? The people who are like holding Naboo hostage, they're in the trade routes. They are like the worst Asian stereotypes
that was the
I've ever
first
seen.
one,
it's
dude.
So
it was just like,
oh,
die. It's like South Park.
It so does.
My lord, is that legal?
Oh my God, I feel like George
oh,
Lucas in this is very much embracing that meme where it's something like this third beer is starting to feel like my Asian accent's going to come out. I was like, that is literally what he's channeling in this film. I was like, fuck, man, it's so bad. Like, at least have some ambiguity to it. Like the flying guy, Watto is he called?
He apparently said it's.
Oh
yeah, he's that one's
that's
the worst.
So bad.
He apparently just said, no, they're just aliens. It's a diverse world. People see what they want to see.
Oh yeah, it's our fault you're a racist, George Lucas.
Racism in the.
I'm not going to go as far as racist. Allegedly. That I mean, there's a lot of stuff in here that's a little bit dodgy. Speaking of Jar Binks,
I'm not saying he's racist.
No, but
I'm just saying
I literally said that. That's why I said allegedly. So just reeling that back just a little bit. talk to me about Jar Binks Then. What an interesting character to have in. I mean, like take
less of him would have been fine.
Taking a step back, this is a kids movie. We should have really prefaced that up top. It always was. It was always created to sell toys. That was the point of Star Wars in the first place. It makes sense that he's in this, but what did you think of him?
I mean, I just it was just less of him would have been nice.
Yes, and constantly.
Too many of those scenes.
So I was watching a video about this earlier. Again, I don't normally like to do that, but there's a couple that I actually really enjoy, and it was and one of the things that one of the commentators mentioned was that, and this really resonated with me, was that because you don't 100% understand everything he says, it makes you have to really think about it. And I'm thinking about what he's saying, and I'm missing what's happening next. Literally, I'm a step behind the whole time. Misa nosa dusa nasa, and I'm literally like, "What the fuck are you saying?"
Subtitles help there.
Oh yeah,
and let me tell you, the worst part of it about it all is that he's not saying much.
No.
So you're just sitting there trying to figure out what he's saying, and it's nothing of note, or it's not even funny. It's like a boom with no laughter.
Right. This is before AI. Some poor person had to go back and type that out. Fuck, man. Could you imagine being that person?
It's a big whoopah. It's like, what are you fucking on about, dude? It would 50% less Jar Jar. This movie's got, what is it right now on Rotten Tomatoes?
Wait, don't look. That's coming later. Don't look. Don't look.
On IMDb, let's say, I expected 25% uplift in ratings with 50% less Jar Jar.
I 100% agree. Absolutely. Here you go. Let's swap it around. And I don't want 50% more of him, but 50% less Jar Jar, maybe 15% more Darth Maul. Thoughts?
Yeah.
Even as a silent assassin, I just want to see more of him lurking in the shadows.
I would up Darth Maul ante. Give him something to do that is not
in a cupboard.
Lurky. No, I don't need him in a cupboard. I don't need a Harry Potter story. No, I just think give him something to do that's kind of secretive and weird, not weird, but where he's recruiting someone or doing some shady deal.
Right. Anything other than this,
beyond just showing up with a saber to
Yeah. But saying that though, Darth Maul's choreography at the end was just phenomenal. A note I have is that it was revolutionary for Western blockbusters. I feel like in the same year as The Matrix, that fight scene and the Matrix ones really changed cinematic landscape, and a lot of that pulled from Eastern influences. A lot was directly from Eastern cinema, which is really awesome. And one thing we don't normally talk about, and probably leans into what we're talking about with Darth Maul, fuck man, John Williams, the absolute goat. The soundtrack in this, especially in that final fight scene. My God, Duel of the Fates, yo, play that at my goddamn funeral. Yeah. So good.
Even weird setup where they're one of them is fighting and they have to pause and they go into a meditation state. That whole thing was pretty well done.
There's an interesting tidbit to call about that. So you remember at the very beginning of the film when those two rolly ball things come in and they do that force speed runaway thing.
Shield generators. Let's go.
Why didn't they just do that? He could have got through and then saved his master's life.
Yeah, but that wouldn't be good storytelling, would it?
I mean, it's not good storytelling in general, so it's not going to change that much.
I think the best part of the story is the fact that Obi-Wan, through his own shortcomings, skill-wise, had to watch his master die.
And then
that defines, he didn't even like Anakin. That defines why he goes and does his last wish against his own initial judgment. And eventually, you know how it culminates. Anakin, you are my brother. So
this is the only version of events that ends with him becoming Darth Vader. You realize that both of them die. If both if both Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon die, I reckon he flits off and just becomes a no one. I feel like he just doesn't get picked up or get trained. If they both survive, Qui-Gon then why did I say it like that? Qui-Gon is like Saigon. then Qui-Gon goes and trains Anakin, and he gets what he wants. They both have the father figure they always wanted. Daddy, save me. This is the only version of that ends up with him becoming Darth Vader, which is wild.
Yes, it is. We didn't even talk about the midichlorian count.
Should
thing, which
we?
is kind
Do
of
we?
a bit much.
Like, what's?
I think it's fucked to death. Yeah.
I think the
We
one
don't
thing
really
I
need to.
find
I actually didn't care that much, to be honest, but people think it's a big deal, so maybe it is.
I think the one thing that I find about that is, and you call this out a lot in movies, a lot about the subtlety and the gray areas, and the especially within magic systems, things that don't need over explaining. Like, I don't need to know how Gandalf's magic works. I've never needed to know. I'm fine with not knowing. I'm fine with not knowing how Jedis use or harness or whatever they do with Force. Like, I didn't need that over explanation. It just put too much down. And I'm sitting there going like, right, I know more, but I don't feel like anything's different. Like, this hasn't helped me in any way.
And what about the virgin birth?
Mate, I didn't notice that until this time of watching it. I was like, holy shit, is he Christ? Like, what's happening here?
It's like George Lucas read too much of David Campbell's A Hero's Journey. Like, every single thing is like a virgin birth,
and he watched too much Eastern cinema. This is like effectively ripped scene for scene from certain Eastern films, which is very interesting and also kind of makes sense because those films are often quite long and oddly paced because it doesn't fit with our sensibilities. One thing I did enjoy on a rewatch that I have never felt I enjoyed as much was the pod racing. I know the scene's too long.
Yeah, it was great.
And he is a child. He's constantly going, it's like pod racing. It's like I'm in a pod race. He's constantly doing that, which is really
He's
annoying.
super excited about it.
Man's touching himself later in life about pod. Well, I mean, probably Padme, not.
Yeah, I mean, he's a slave. His only upside is pod racing
and Padme. Pod and pad.
Well, that was the piece. That was a new one though.
That's fair. That's absolutely fair. He hadn't experienced that until very recently. I actually really enjoyed that scene. I thought it was interesting. It was better than I remember it being. Let's say that much.
Same.
You enjoyed it too.
Even the commentary, like, whoa, Annie's in second. Like the two guys.
Wait, little Skywalker is star. Super.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty good. To be fair.
Well, look, I mean that was good, but I think the only thing that really worked for me in this was the looming threat of the Sith, and I think that as like a through line for when we talk about the next films, especially the next one, which I know you really dislike. That looming threat,
it's so bad.
Yeah, it's not as obviously Darth Sidious being Aziz is looming and threatening, etc. But it's not quite the same as when that cool, awesome red-faced dude is like right around the corner and could jump at you any minute. You know what I mean? Like, that's really missing from the next films.
Just wait till you see second movie in this, if you haven't seen it yet.
I've seen it in the past. I haven't seen it for a long time.
It's unwatchable.
Oh wow.
I've tried to like actually get through it multiple times and I always can't.
Dialogue, action, like in what respect?
Everything, really.
and that's for another day, good viewer.
Yeah, the dialogue is the worst.
Yeah, okay,
part,
all right,
for sure.
I'm just thinking. So we're sort of like, speaking of dialogue and speaking of performances, I'm just trying to like put in perspective my feelings on this movie, and I wonder how you feel about the likening, Jake Lloyd to like the guy who played Joffrey, in that they both had intense media and fan backlash on their parts and both quit acting. In Jake's case, it was because of cyberbullying and harassment, which is really unfortunate because I thought he was really good in this and he was completely unfortunately cast. But like, I think that's really interesting, that parallel of the two, that they're probably some of the best parts of those movie series is whichever, and yet they're the ones who ended up out of acting. I find that really interesting.
Yeah, it's actually not really cool, man. He was good. He was fine. Pretty rude, people. Leave the kids alone.
Quit it.
Honestly, how dumb can you fucking be to be so mad at Gleason for being good at his
job,
fucking
his
dumb.
actual job.
But it's just like, that one's shocking to me. This one, like, he's a bit plucky, but he's not even that plucky. I've seen pluckier kid
I don't
actors.
think he's bad at all. I actually enjoyed his performance.
He's actually just super stoked on pod racing, man. It's all he's got.
And he didn't write the dialogue. It's not his fault. Blame George Lucas.
And even so, I actually thought that was believable. You're just a kid who just like loves dinosaurs, man. They won't shut up about dinosaurs. That's his dinosaur.
That's what I'm saying. I do think it's so interesting seeing, like, because he's obviously really clearly acting that part. He's really devoted to it. But then you see some of the other people around him. You look at the likes of like Samuel L. Jackson. He's in a different fucking movie.
Well, I mean,
What's he even doing there?
I mean, Samuel L. Jackson's always like, I don't think he's ever acted. I think he just shows up on set.
And just rocks his part.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, he just fucking shows up. Dude.
Oh, he's good in
I'm Samuel. What name a movie where he actually like is different?
I can name one, but I forgot the name. Django. He's good in Django.
Yes, I guess. Yes, but Mace Windu could basically be inserted
Could be
in pretty
anyone.
much any other movie Samuel L. is in, and you wouldn't know if he didn't have the robes
Dude,
on.
there is a phenomenal piece of trivia about this film. That at the end, so the end of this film, obviously they have the big fight. Everything goes. Everyone's very happy, and they go and have the big peace festival. You know, where he holds up the big orb. All of the Jedi are arriving on a ship, and they're all getting off, and all of them are there. Big head guy, big neck guy, Yoda. All of them are there, and then just a generic black guy walks off. And like literally, he's it's so interesting. I'm like, I wonder if George Lucas forgot to like CGI him or CGI like Samuel Jackson's face on this guy, or is he just a different Jedi that just came along for the trip because he's in Samuel Jackson's costume? And I'm like, is this like some new Jedi that we've never found out about? Could it be Samuel Jackson's not actually dead in the next one? Spoilers for the next one. It's just really dumb. And yeah. My favorite thing about the Star Wars fan base is everything, every minute detail has like a Wikipedia or a Wikipedia entry. Every single thing, everything is built out. Everything is meticulously, searched over and found and built out. And just this one character has just managed to slip through the cracks somehow, and is definitely not Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, I heard that he negotiated like a purple lightsaber as like entry to the movie.
That was his big thing, which is pretty cool, I think. I do love the idea of having
that's pretty sick.
Purple lightsaber. Talk to me about the action then, like, because I mean, there is obviously the big fight between the Gungans, the racist stereotypes, and the droids, which is kind of nothing. It's just a lot of CGI stuff happening.
I didn't mind it. Again,
just
like,
didn't
worse fights. Seen worse.
Yeah, it was at the same time as too many things happening for me. There were 4 things happening all at the same time.
Yeah.
I was like, this is too overwhelming. But the fight. That fight with Ray Park and Liam Neeson and Ewan McGregor, choreography is phenomenal. The 2 lightsabers, dude, fuck man. In 1999, I remember when the trailer came out for this, and it was like,
people were like,
people
were like losing their mind.
Why wouldn't you?
It was phenomenal. It was really good. I mean, it makes the movie. Makes the movie watchable.
That was almost my stupid plot summary.
Yeah, if you take that out, it's a much worse movie, clearly. And I'll tell you what, the second one doesn't have that kind of scene.
Interesting.
Like, it doesn't have a scene that reaches that height. In fact, it has a bunch of CGI garb for the last like hour of the movie, and I think that's why I never finished.
I can't even remember.
So
what
like,
happens
you have
in it.
nothing to look forward to.
I can't even remember what happens in it.
So.
This cultural review of these films, I'm not excited for the next one, I have to tell you. Couple of quick miscellaneous notes. I've already mentioned my god, the stereotyping. The Rastafarian, the East Asian, the anti-Semitic stuff. He may have said it's not, intentional. Feels very intentional. I mean, they are very specific, especially the anti-Semitic one. I was like, oh, like, why we got to do this, George? Why? Warwick Davis is in this. Do you know Warwick Davis, who was Willow?
Oh, is he? Where is he?
He's in this. So he's actually in it twice, but you only really see him the one time. So at the pod race, he's sitting next to what's he called? The guy we were just talking about. He's sitting next to Watto at the pod race. It's really it's a blink and you miss it moment, but it's a really cool little cameo. I like that. My other one was Natalie Portman as Queen Amidala Padme. Why does she talk like that? What is wrong with her voice?
I don't know. Do you remember in the first one? Like, I remember watching it, and like after rewatching it, like the 4th time or something, realized that they were supposed to be different people. I just like didn't clock that when I was like a kid.
Yeah, no, the first time, no, not at all.
And I was just like, well, why does she just have like white? Why does she have white face paint and then suddenly she doesn't. Like,
Yeah.
to me, I was just like, this is kind of dumb. I didn't really care. It was like, this is the boring part. Where are the lightsabers? And then, like, upon future rewatch, I was like, oh,
The decoy.
now I
Now
get
I get it.
It's, there was never an attack on her life. So it was kind of like,
I think the bit that made me get it was the first time I fully got it, maybe the second or third time I watched this, was when she is actually in the throne room taking on the Asian stereotype, and they actually run after the decoy, and she is obviously the real one. So yeah, I think that's when I got it. All right, I think we've talked this movie to death. You got anything else to say about this film?
no, not really.
All right, let's talk a little bit about tones and themes then. We've talked about a lot of them, but where do you sit on tones and themes? Anything stand out?
I guess it's like, what's the legacy? There's about a bunch of stuff about legacy with Qui-Gon, and Obi-Wan.
I mean, the one I got, which really stood out to me, I think we saw different things in this, was corporate interests ruining democracy. Like watching, how the Senate was jammed up by all that stuff.
Clear.
I mean, it was a huge part of the movie. Like it was literally like the biggest part of the film, just watching that Senate crap happening. The guy who was completely toothless was just, I found that on a rewatch, I was kind of like, oh, I wonder if this is how it actually happens in real life. Like these guys come in with good intentions and then realistically they're just hammered down. So yeah, the corruption of it all, taxation policies, there's a few I think they're quite heavy-handed. I feel like they're hitting you over the head with them. They're not exactly subtle themes.
No, I remember. I mean, I think that's a fair theme. I just choose not to like focus on it because it's like so fucking watered down.
Fair.
Like, I think that's a cool thing to do when you see like the repercussions of it on the ground, on a ground level, grounded in a character, which we just never.
We never got that.
We just get like Queen, who's like, people are being invaded with no context as to like why. What is the trade that they want? What do they want out of Naboo? Like, no, like, do you know?
No.
Why? What did Naboo not? They didn't agree to one tariff.
Is it a specific planet? Is there a reason? I didn't get. Maybe it was in the. I bet it was in the opening crawl.
Goal?
I bet you it's in that crawl at the beginning of the movie, and we both.
I don't even think it is. I think it's just trade negotiations. And my point is, like, to make trade negotiations interesting, you got to ground it in character and who it's affecting.
You got to have someone who's good fun at the height of his influence. That's how you make trade negotiations the best.
Honestly,
yeah,
that's
I'm 100% with you.
And he was around. He was at peak.
He was at peak Trump at that time.
You get my point, though. Like, you got to ground it in something that like matters. I think that's what that's kind of what's it called did phenomenally well as Andor.
Yes,
it just like grounds it in like the details of it. And
that's one thing I'm really surprised by. I thought you'd be more comparing it unfavorably to Andor watching this, because a lot of the real core themes of this are done incredibly well in that show, and I feel like this was just too focused on lightsabers. No, but it's starting. This is like the ground seeds of it. All right, let's switch it then. Let me ask you a question, DL. What we always do is we do 3 best and 3 worst. So 3 reasons why you might want to watch this movie, 3 reasons why you might not. What are your 3 best?
Yeah, the score, the final battle, and Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan.
Nice. I had
pod racing, I guess you could put that into.
Okay, I had the first 2, but I actually really liked the Anakin Skywalker performance. As a person, I'm not saying it's a reason to watch the movie, but I'm saying for me, I thought it was significant, like way better than anyone has ever given him credit for. Poor Jake Lloyd, kind of ruined his life. Fair. What are your 3 worsts?
Can't imagine ruined his life. He probably made quite a bit of money.
Go and research him. It actually ruined his life. Not right now, after the show.
How much money did
I think
he's like got $5 billion.
I think he squandered all. I think he ended up he had a lot of like psychological problems, and I think he's got schizophrenia now and stuff. So like he's had a really hard life.
Okay.
Yeah. Tough childhood. I mean, I feel like that I think we probably do slightly better now with like very young stars, but I still not do well enough. But if you look at the kids, like the child actors who came out of those 80s 90s films, I had a tough fucking time, man.
Yeah. The worst would be clearly the level of like Jar Jar, all 3 of them that we talked about, the accents. I mean, just like
so
50% Jar Jar less, we'd like them a lot more.
So awkward.
And clearly we talked about it a bit, but just like trade negotiations can be interesting if you ground them in things that are not 2 people just talking about taxes.
Right.
You have to talk about, you got to go farther.
Yeah.
You got to go deeper. What else, man? I don't know. It was a bit long.
It was long. Man, it was like 2 and something hours. I was like, fuck, this is still going.
A bit long.
We had to stop. My partner was just like, I'm so fucking sick of this. We had to stop. I had to come back and finish the last half an hour. Accent. I got 3. So I got the acting in general, the fact that none of them had any chemistry just baffled me, considering how good the originals were. One thing that really took me out of this, and I know this is a homage to George Lucas's love of like 30 serials, but like those weird wipe cuts he always does, you know, where it's like boom, or it goes like boom. I'm like, why? Like, I don't know. What is this adding to this film?
It is kind of just a Star Wars thing now.
It is now, yeah, and I hate it. I hated every second of it. And my final one is very simply that this film did not have enough Mark Wahlberg in it. Just saying, just throwing it out there. If Mark Wahlberg could have been in this film, who would he have been? I'm full going quiet. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go with Anakin Skywalker. Obi-Wan, help me. Stay prayed up, bro.
He could have been. I don't actually think he fits in this.
Not
movie,
in the slightest. That's why it's hilarious.
He
could have been Padme.
Yeah, I can't.
There is one other person I actually thought was really good in this film. I forgot to mention him before. It was the Captain. Where's he at?
Oh yeah,
Captain Panaka, who is Hugh Kwashi. I thought he was great in this film. I know we mentioned it a minute ago, DL, but can you guess what the current IMDb score of this?
It's like 6.2 or something.
6.5, which I think is too high for this film. But can you then guess me the Rotten Tomatoes of this film, which is a percentage?
50.
Close. It's 54. That feels more representative of what this piece of garbage is. And finally, then, what is the Letterboxd score, which is always 3.6, but never 3.6?
3.1.
Yes, you got it. It's 3.1. You got it right on the money. I fucking love that for you. All right, let's finish this then with our rating system, which is, as the internet is binary, we always ask, what is this better or worse than Aquaman 2018 and why? And I really want to know how you feel about this.
I would argue it's better.
Oh, wow.
Just because there's like, to be honest, the thing about Aquaman is like, I think it's just so average that there's nothing I look forward to in it. So I'm starting a 2.5 hour movie where I'm like, what am I doing this for? Where at least in this, like, there's 2.5 hours where there's like a part where I'm like, this is peak.
Right.
You know? Like if this was just if you were rating parts of the movie, this is like 9.
The end of the final battle is peak.
There's just nothing, and the pod racing, like both of those two things are cool. The music's cool. There's things that like achieve greatness. That is enough for me to tune in.
Wow.
I don't think Aquaman ever achieves that. There are moments of greatness.
You've swayed me. I was originally going to go with, I think this is worse than the most average movie I've ever seen, just because of how unintentionally bad the dialogue is. You know, I've mentioned it 1,000 times, but the chemistry between the characters, like that Jar Jar thing, whatever is going on there, just should have been nixed the minute someone came up with it.
Yeah.
But you're absolutely right. The highs are way higher, even though the lows are way lower.
It's probably averaging the same.
It's very similar. But those highs are worth it. I would like, the reason I wanted to rewatch this film in the first place, and I actually did it just before we agreed to talk about it, was because of that final fight scene. I wanted to go back and watch it in its entirety and, relive it. I forgot what you had to get through to get there, but that is absolutely peak. You're absolutely right. So it's probably better. I'll give you that.
And also, even like when you're really bad, that also is entertaining.
It is.
Like it's almost worse to just be but bland.
Well, that is my main question to you. Did you find it entertaining?
Yeah.
Okay. But Aquaman is not.
Aquaman isn't entertaining. It's boring.
It's average.
boring,
It is absolutely bang on average.
There's nothing worse than being just average, boring.
Let's wrap this up then. I love that for us. Let's do some trivia, true or false. You ready for that? Finally?
You know it. Let's hear it.
Trivia, true, trivia, false, DL. You're going to love this. According to Jake Lloyd, Anakin Skywalker, there was a 6-hour cut of the film that was screened for several people before it was released, with those proclaiming it was mind-bogglingly good. Is that true or is that false?
I think it's false, but I wish it was true.
It is true. It's now known as the lost cut like the later lost cut of Star Wars Episode 4 A New Hope. The cut was never actually released publicly, so no one knows. No one's seen it except this very select group of people. Imagine being in the editing booth and going, I got to cut out 4 hours of this shit. Like,
Imagine having this much Jar Jar in the final edit. Like, imagine what he was like before.
I wonder what else was in this.
That would have been episode 1, the Jar Jar
That is
story.
fascinating. All right. Trivia, true, trivia, false, DL. Number 2. That's 0 for 1, unfortunately.
Yep.
Darth Maul only blinks 3 times in the entire film. Is that true or is this false?
I feel like you made this up, but I want it to be true, so I'm going to say true.
It is true. It is actually true. It's mostly because the contact lenses Ray Park wore made it difficult to blink. I actually love the idea of the villain being this sort of like one-tone psychopath. It's great. So he blinks when his double-sided lightsaber is cut in half by Obi-Wan, and then the second time when Obi-Wan's lightsaber cuts through him, and the third and final time is when he registers what's just happened to him. 3 times in the whole movie in the space of like a minute. Fantastic.
Yeah,
okay.
That's cool.
Trivia, true, trivia, false. You're 50%. You're 1 for 2 here. The pod racing became a pivotal part of the movie because George Lucas's good friend and regular collaborator, Steven Spielberg, loves motorsports, in particular, NASCAR. Is that true or is that false?
Feels true.
It's actually false. It's actually because George Lucas himself loves Formula One, and he likened the pod racing to Ben-Hur, which I think you even mentioned during the podcast. Fantastic film, by the way. Really interesting. He's apparently a big motorhead. He loves it. So a lot of the speeders and stuff all came from his love of those sports. Okay, finally then, last trivia, trivia, false for you. Qui-Gon Jinn's communicator is a redecorated Gillette Sensor XL razor for women. Is that true or is that false? False. It's true. I can't believe you didn't know that. That's one of my favorite stupid trivia facts about a movie. They just bought like a razor, flipped it upside down. It's like one of those ones that's shaped like this, painted it silver, and used it as a communicator.
I'm your Venus. Yeah, that kind of thing. What about and they could also like send blood through it. That was kind of weird.
Was creepy as hell.
He's like, I'm going to send you some blood. I'm like, how does that work?
Do me some blood works, my apprentice, who's definitely equipped to do that.
Yeah, and then it's just like teleports it. What's going on there? Anyway,
I think ultimately I was really excited to rewatch this film, and 95% of it I was so bored. But the last 5%, that final battle with Ray Park and the Duel of the Fates, kind of made it worthwhile to me. Like you say, the highs were significantly higher than Aquaman 2018. I really enjoyed that.
You need something to look forward to, man. It was good.
DL, thank you for sticking with it. Thank you all of you for sticking with it too. Here's to another 200. Here's to another 200. 5 more years, baby. I want to be doing this when we're 60, man. I want to hear how you are describing Star Wars. Let's save episode 2 for our next 200th anniversary. How do you think about that?
Love that. Love that for us.
Do you want to wrap up the show, big guy?
Yeah. A big thank you to Matthew Bliss for editing and mastering this week's podcast. If you'd like Matthew to be a part of your team, go to business@mbpod.com or just email him, at business@mbpod.com or head to mbpod.com to learn more about his services. He also has his own podcast. What's it called, Tommy?
Double Dot Think Podcasting.
Double Dot Think Podcast. I had an old template here, and I was about to say Coffee with a Podcaster, which I think is still around. You can go check that out.
I think you can still listen to those ones. It's an older one, though. It's less up to date.
Short thought pieces on podcasts, really, and the whole industry and all that good stuff.
Why not give us a 5-star while you're there? If you're new to the podcast, thank you for coming. And why are you still here? This is like an hour and something in. Good on you. Thanks for sticking with it. But you can hit that subscribe right there. 5 stars, YouTube thumbs up, whatever it is. Thank you for sticking with it, DL. DL, tally ho, baby.
Tally ho. Got a flight to catch. Love y'all. It's a resident of the pod. How do you speak like Jar Jar? That's what you should do.
I don't know if I can pull that off.
Yeah.
I could do Yoda. Our resident it is.
It's a Misa Jar Jar. It's a Misa resident of the pod.
Oh, pod resident it is.